Hello everybody, this is Andrew Wayne, and I think you can tell by the video you just watched that today we're going to be talking about the Drake Cutlass Black, or the Cutty Black as it is better known. My last video was showing you how to do the monitor missions fairly quickly, using it to make quick money in game. I did it for about 2 weeks or so, then I ended up taking that money and I kind of facilitated back and forth between the Gladius and the Cutty Black. Ultimately ended up with the Cutty Black. It's more of a multi-purpose or multi-role ship. The Gladius is an excellent ship, however it's more of a single role. It's a fighter. And I was looking for something a little bit different in gameplay, so I decided to go with the Cutlass Black. Now it is purposed as a medium fighter, medium freighter. And what I'd like to do is initially, before we visit the ship, I want to kind of read to you from what it says in the wiki. And it says the Cutlass Black, or the Drake AS1 Cutlass Black, is a low-cost, easy-to-maintain solution for local in-system militia units. The larger than average cargo hold, RIO seat, and dedicated tractor mounts are, the company literature insists, for facilitating search and rescue operations. The Cutlass Black is very popular among pirates. I believe, if I remember my lore correctly, it was initially targeted towards the military, maybe the police, I think, and it didn't really take over too much, so it's actually being kind of targeted under the table, backroom dealing towards pirates. It is a medium-sized ship. It is crewed for 1 to 2 people. You can solo it, but as a solo flyer, you will not be able to use the turret gunner. You need a second person to use the turret in a fighting situation. Now it's also a medium freighter. It will hold 46 SCU. Now the in-game cost for it is 1.3 million UEC. Now you can rent it for 27,007 UEC a day, or you can buy it permanently with a pledge amount of $100 from the company store. Now the Cutlass actually comes in 4 flavors. Now there is the Cutty Black, as we're talking about. There's also the Cutty Blue, the Cutty Red, and the Cutty Steel. Now externally they look pretty much the same. However, internally is where the difference lies. The Cutlass Blue is a police variant of the Cutlass series, and it replaces most of the cargo space with prisoner pods. However, at the moment prisoner pods are unusable. Cutlass Red is a search and rescue variant of the Cutlass series. It replaces most of the cargo space with dedicated medic beds. And then the Cutlass Steel, which is the most recent addition, is a troop transport variant of the Cutlass series. It replaces all cargo space with jump seats. And then, of course, there's various different paint schemes that you can use. Buying it, like I said, it's 1.3 million. You can get it in New Deal at Lorville, or Astro or Marta in Area 18. Now let's go ahead and take a moment to take a look. We'll do an outside walk around and then the inside. Now as we come up on the ship, you're going to see on both wings, you're going to have an upper and lower laser. Stock is 2 lasers and 2 Gatling guns. I've removed that and replaced them with 4 lasers. Now it does have tractor mounts in the front, however we don't have tractors just as of yet. But it's coming around, you can see basically it's a flying brick. We have cargo doors on either side. They are usable. We will open them when we get inside. I do not believe they're openable from the outside, but they're pretty much worthless except for when you're in space or in a low gravity area, because once you can't jump high enough to get out. Coming around, you see the 2 large engines. They are VTOL capable, which means they will point down and you can use it for more precise vertical takeoff and landings. You see the larger cargo entrance, but I did want to show you something. The engine on the right side for mine never renders completely. You can see the other side door. So let's go inside and we'll open up the ramp. This is the only way to enter the ship, unless I said like I said, you're in a low gravity area or in space, then you can use the side doors. But if you're on a planet, this is generally the only way. And as you can see, it's got a nice wide cargo hatch. You can get a Greycat ROC in here. Pretty good amount of cargo space. I believe it was 46 SCU. Had to look it up, sorry about that. Close the gate. We'll go over here and you can see that this one does open. But like I said, unless you're in low gravity or you have some way to get up there, it's impossible to jump up. And then the one on the other side opens as well. The cargo space, like I said, is fairly good. You can put a Greycat ROC, you can put 46 SCU of cargo, you can put pretty much if it fits, it sits kind of situation in here. And this is the cargo space, looking at it from inside the ship, inside the cargo area. Go ahead and close the side doors. Going to go into the habitable area. You're going to see 2 beds. It's fairly wide. You got 2 beds. Right here is your turret gunner. You can opt for another version of the ship that doesn't have the turret seat and has a toilet. So if you got a poop in space, you might want to choose the other version. But this is your turret gunner. And like I said, you do need a second person to man this while you're flying the ship, or vice versa. Somebody else is flying the ship and you can man the turret. We have gun racks on the right, lockers on the left. None of them are accessible at the moment. And then we'll go into the pilot area. So we have our pilot seat, our IO seat behind us. I don't particularly like the view and the way it sets up. My personal opinion is that the multi-displays, while clear, are in the way and block your line of sight. Kind of makes it difficult when you're flying, especially on planets. Okay, let's give it a minute. We'll go ahead and take off, show you some exterior views, and give some final thoughts on this. Would I recommend this ship? Most definitely. But as you can see, looking, that right engine just doesn't render. You can actually see through it like it's damaged. Flies fine, but it's been that way since the day I bought it. We'll do some, we'll put it in VTOL so you can see how the engines move. It's pretty slick. And then we will do the landing gear so you can see how they retract and are deployed. Now this ship has a very bad nose down attitude. You're going to have to micromanage your flight. Other than that, I love this ship, but you see the odd shapes of the engines and the wings up front. In a fighting situation, those have a bad habit of getting shot off, so you're going to have to be careful. But I would most definitely recommend this ship, especially if you're going to get into mining or cargo hauling. And it is a very, very good fighter. It's not quite as fast as my Titan, but it is the next step up and one that I would very highly recommend. Now I had the attitude straight on this, but you'll notice the longer it goes, the steeper that nose pitch is. That's just something you're going to have to manage. You see it's getting steeper and steeper. Just be careful what you're doing. It's an amazing little ship, and I wish they'd fix that right engine.